Sam, a journalist, disappeared while investigating a mystical phenomenon connected with an old mansion on the outskirts of the city. Before his disappearance, he sent a creepy message to his friends and left a diary on his desk, scribbled with strange and frightening entries. The last entry, made by a trembling hand, said only one thing: the voice of the past does not let go of those who know the truth. Sam's friends Julia, Thomas, and Louis can't believe their friend could have just disappeared and decide to finish his investigation. As they open page after page of the diary, they get closer and closer to a clue, but each new discovery only increases their fear and makes them believe that the mythical grim echo is not fiction at all. Several months have passed since Sam's disappearance, but Julia, Thomas, and Louis still haven't come to terms with their loss. One night, Julia receives a strange message on her phone. Some voice whispers her name, followed by Sam's familiar voice begging for help. She immediately calls Thomas and Louis, and they decide to meet the next day at the newsroom to discuss their plan. At the newsroom, they get a creepy surprise. Someone has left an old diary on Sam's desk with the very entry, "The voice of the past is not a ghost, it is the memory of us." The diary also has coordinates written in it, pointing to a part of the mansion that Sam may not have dared to enter. The guys realize it's a trap, but decide to act. Julia takes the diary, Thomas takes the map, and Louis grabs flashlights and a camera to document whatever they find. When the friends reach the mansion, they are immediately overwhelmed by the cold and silence. Each step down the path to the house echoes strange sounds, as if someone is following them. Thomas decides to check it out, turns around, and for a moment sees someone's shadow disappearing among the trees. Louis teases, but his own hands are trembling. They enter the mansion and see a closed door leading to the basement. Suddenly, Julia hears muffled screams that seem to be coming from the basement. On one of the pages, Julia finds an inscription left by Sam's hand. "If you are here, run." As soon as she reads it, the room plunges into pitch blackness. The three friends feel heavy breathing nearby. In the dim light of the lantern, they see a figure, grim echo, whose blank stare penetrates straight into everyone's soul. He disappears in a flash, but leaves behind a lingering, heavy silence. Each of the friends suddenly finds themselves in a separate room. Julia sees herself in the mirror, but her reflection whispers words she can't make out. Thomas hears footsteps down an empty hallway and feels someone tugging on his arm. Lewis is confronted by a series of shadows that approach him until he faints. Alone with their own fears, they realize that the grim echo is playing with their minds, causing them to see and feel things that drive them insane. As the shadows recede, the three friends find themselves together again in the main room. They find the last passage from Sam's journal, which says, "Grim Echo is not just a spirit, but the memory of everyone who has tried to discover his secret. He is the pain and loss of all the souls caught in this mansion." Julia realizes that their goal is not just to discover the truth, but to break the chain of loss, ending a cycle that spans centuries. Together, they decide to burn the diary and leave the mansion, severing their connection to Grim Echo. But as the flames engulf the pages, they see Grim Echo materialize before them, his empty eyes full of hatred. He stretches his arms towards them, but it seems that the flames began to draw out his power. At the last moment, the friends rush out of the house and see the mansion gradually sink into darkness and disappear. They realize that they have freed all the souls associated with the place. The next morning, Julia, Thomas, and Lewis meet again, realizing that they are forever bound by the mystery of the Grim Echo. They now realize that some mysteries are better left unsolved, and that the past doesn't always need to be resurrected.